Today on Creatively Bambi, banana bread. All right, so to make banana bread, homemade from scratch banana bread, you just need a few things, but it is so easy to do. You're gonna need some butter softened at room temperature, eggs, white granulated sugar, sour cream, vanilla extract, mashed bananas, flour, baking soda, and salt. That's all you need. Now, when you make banana bread, the key to making a good banana bread is to make sure that your banana looks a little something like this. Not my favorite way to eat a banana, but you see all those lovely spots on there? That is a sign of sweetness. This is the least amount of spots that you should have on the bananas you use for your banana bread. If it gets darker than that, I've even been known to use the ones that are mostly black. That is the way to go. They're sweeter, the more spots you have. So, let's get started. All right, see these bananas here? We mash those up using a fork, and you could put it in a food processor if you want, or you can use a whisk if you want, whatever you need to do to get most of those lumps out from your bananas. We are gonna start with our butter, softened at room temperature. All right, we're gonna drop that in there, and we're gonna cream that butter with our sugar. So we're gonna use our granulated sugar. We're gonna pour that in and mix that with our butter just until it is thoroughly combined. And once all that mixes thoroughly, we're going to put in our eggs. All right, so we're gonna add our eggs in, and this is gonna get creamed together and make a beautiful yellow color. And once all those lumps are out from the butter, that's when you know that everything is mixed perfectly. All right, now one of the things I always do when I am making anything, especially when it comes to the creaming method of putting the butter and the sugar and the eggs together, is you always stop about halfway through and I make sure I scrape the bowl. This is key to becoming a good baker. You have to scrape your bowl. All right, so you have to scrape your bowl in order to get all the goodness that's down under there that didn't get mixed in the first time around. And then you just give it one more quick mix. Nothing too crazy, nothing too long. You just knock it all out. All right, so we got that done. Next, we're gonna add in our flour, our sugar, and our baking soda. Now, notice I don't have it all mixed together just yet, just so you could see the difference. But before you add it in, you wanna make sure that you give it a good stir. I like to use a whisk because a whisk is kind of like a guarantee that everything is going to get well combined. All right, so all that's mixed in, and we're going to go ahead and pour this into our butter and sugar and egg mixture. And we're just going to mix this together on low speed. We're going to stop it once in between, scrape the bowl, and then give it one more mix. All right. We mix it for about 20 seconds. I'm just gonna give it another good scrape. And remember, when you're using flour, when you're baking, you have to remember that less is more, okay? You don't wanna mix too much. I know a lot of people think they need to just let the mixer go. Please don't do that. Do not do it because the gluten will develop in your flour and then your banana bread will be a very dense banana bread. It's kind of heavy anyway because it does have the butter and the sour cream in it, but you want it to have a lightness to it. And you'll know what I'm talking about whenever you taste it. It is so good. You're not gonna regret making this. All right, so we're just gonna give this one more mix and then we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients. All right, so about 10 more seconds after you scrape is all you're gonna need to mix this, okay? Now we're gonna add in our remaining ingredients, and that is our sour cream. And this is a full fat sour cream. If you'd like to go reduced fat, whatever. I'm thinking if you're baking, go ahead please and just go all out. You can save the calories and all that good stuff later, all right? So now this is our mashed bananas. Key to a lovely banana bread recipe, obviously, again, remember they need to be dark and they need to be spotty. No brand new bananas to do that. I'm telling you, I've tried it before, just being excited about bananas, banana bread, and doesn't work. And lastly, we're gonna add our vanilla extract, key to any delicious banana bread, obviously. All right, so we're just gonna give this one mix. Again, about 10 seconds. We're gonna scrape the bowl, do one more mix for about 10 to 15 seconds, and then we're ready to bake. It's gonna be so good. All right, now we're gonna scrape the bowl. Scrape, scrape, scrape. You have to do it. Whoops, I got a little on my hand there. Oh well. And when you scrape the bowl, you have to make sure you go around, because guaranteed with a batter that's kind of heavy like this, and even if it is even a lighter batter, some's gonna get stuck on the bottom. You don't want that, because that means your ingredients are not thoroughly combined, and then you're gonna be saying, I can't bake, why can't I bake? I don't wanna hear it. Please scrape your bowl, because you can bake, all right? And this is just one of the beginnings, one of the beginning tips to being a good baker. It's not hard, all right? All right, one last mix, and then we're gonna pour it in the pan and then bake it away. All right, done. That's all it takes. Remember what I said, do not overmix it. You don't want to develop all the gluten in your flour. Not on this recipe anyway, all right? You're not making bagels, you're making banana bread, okay? So, next step, I'm gonna get my hands wiped off here because I had a little bit of fun, evidently. So, we're gonna pour it in the pan, pop it in the oven, and then go from there. All right, now it's all mixed perfectly, and we're just gonna take this off of here, get everything off that whisk, and we're gonna pour it on our pan. All right, so you gotta make sure you have a well-greased pan, which is what I have here. This is a 9-inch pan, this is a 9-inch bread pan rather, so you can get this at any store. What you wanna use to bake your banana bread, you gotta get everything out of that bowl. All right, once again, utilizing the spatula, which I've come to know and love over the years. And that's pretty much it. All right, so we have our banana bread batter all in the pan and ready to go. We're gonna pop it in the oven at 350, and we're gonna take it out in about an hour. You gotta make sure you double check with the toothpick to make sure that, that it comes out nice and done. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll be back to have a taste. All right, so our banana bread is done. It has cooled for about 30 minutes, and I cannot wait to dive into this banana bread. It is so good. So what I love the most about it is how moist it gets, especially like day 2, if it lasts that long. So good. All right, so we're gonna give it a nice little slice here. I'm not an edges girl. I don't know if you are or not, but I'm going in for one of the center pieces. All right, so check this out. It's so good. I actually shared this recipe with a friend recently, and he said that he toasted his banana bread in the morning. I have never done that before, but I like mine just like this. It's so good. What's so nice about it is you can customize your banana bread. You can add walnuts to it. You can add chocolate chips to it. There's so many different things that you can do, and if it lasts long enough, you can actually freeze some of it. I have some friends that make 2 batches at a time, and then they freeze one and keep the other one for around the house. So this is it. This is the banana bread. This recipe is also in my cookbook, Better Bites, and that's available on Amazon.com. So you can also get it on creativelybambi.com as well. Thanks so much for checking in with me, and go make some banana bread. Share it, take it to the office, take it to school. You guys are gonna love it. We'll see you next time.